have you ever had a dreams that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
It's got to sound very Victoria Monet. It's like
Yeah. It's a girl but with an edge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. Yeah. Because hearing that harmony on it just gave me another idea. So, yeah. We back.
Yep.
Episode 25.
Season 3.
Episode 25.
Season 3.
Episode 25.
Season 3.
Episode 25. I ain't lying.
Never lie. Yeah.
Niggas got a donut. Niggas got a donut.
And I brought him some too.
Yeah. Delicious.
That
I ate mine
good.
before we started recording though. I mean, no, feel free. Feel free.
I'm the fat
Hey, do your thing.
dreamer.
Do your thing.
I'm the greedy dreamer.
hey, those donuts be delicious.
Donuts be delicious. Them donuts be delicious. Donuts be delicious.
Glazed. Cinnamon. Plain. Really don't care. Hand it here.
Jalen, what?
Dip it in some cider.
Cider.
I was going good. Now I messed up. I don't
What
know.
am I noit?
What's the word?
I'm trying to say no, but noit. What are my noit choices? What, sir? I know what I meant.
We're glad that you all joined us again.
Babe, I love you. You my everything.
Hey, babe, I love you. You're my everything.
I love you. You my everything. That's so stupid.
everything. Welcome back to another episode of the Dream Lab Podcast, episode 25. I am your captain, Dre Perry, you know, your favorite captain. And then I got a co-pilot. We only got one today, but that's all right. We got your co-pilot, Rev Kev.
It's
Kev
Men's
Stewart.
Day at the Dream Lab
It's
Church.
Men's Day. We should have wore all black.
Should have.
We should have
But
wore all
we
black.
both got on like kind of navy.
Yeah,
navy-ish,
exactly.
You know.
We got to sing, I got to clean up.
Hey,
What I messed up. Started my life. Oh, that's exactly how it be. They all sing one note. Don't be no harmony.
but Dre, I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to live for the male chorus.
No, honestly, like, cause it was a different flavor, like other
Yeah.
than what you were used to on Sunday. So when the
Yeah,
male chorus or the men's choir went up there and sang, like it was a little different. Of
But
course,
them niggas was sincere, bro. Like
Yeah.
they meant that junk.
Hey.
I made up my mind. I'm not lying no more. That man don't come to church none during football season.
and if the men not singing, he not there either.
He not in the building. His wife go by herself, and he sits at home in his lazy boy waiting on his food to be done.
Mighty God, no,
and the
that's
first
exactly
thing he
how
gonna
it be.
say when they get into the argument, you spend all that damn time down there at that church.
Oh, no, the church. But if they want you to sing, you gonna show up. No. What you mean? I'm doing it for the Lord.
You're damn right. That's what he goes.
Yo, Men's Day. A lot of them wanted to be Temptations. A lot of them
I'll
want.
stop you when you're lying.
A lot.
Keep going.
A lot of them wanted to be Temptations. They wanted to be the Four Tops.
And the Williams brothers.
And
Don't forget
it's
them.
almost it's generational, so like that. But they parents is like, oh, you got a gift, you need to be singing in church, and so they grew up with that mentality, and so they just sang it like that in church. You know, they was David Ruffin in church.
Couldn't even. And literally, the women throwing a church slips and
Okay,
stockings at them.
the mothers. Ooh, Men's Day.
And we was sharp too, nigga. We had on our navy blue suits, and we all had the matching tie from Sam's over there on
12 Mile?
Greenfield, down there by that plaza, that big plaza, past 6 Mile.
Oh, we talking about a different Sam's.
Yeah.
Got you.
Man, that was a good time to be
So
alive.
truth to that. So I never really I didn't grow up in the traditional like black church, right? So a lot of people's like our age, a lot of people's church experiences and church stories. I don't necessarily have the same exact experience because my church was kind of contemporary when I came up. So like the men would sing, but it wasn't like the old Baptist,
Gotcha.
like that you kind of think of when we talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of experienced it, but not for real.
Gotcha.
And even like the one men's day that I was a part of, we sang. What did we sing? Like This Means War. Like that's the. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that just struck a nerve.
Because I could just hear, I got joy in my soul. God is in control. Just like that. Sitting on my trail.
Exactly. So that shows you how like recent that was for me. So it wasn't a good like 1990s
Nigga,
men's
that
day.
was the best time, bro.
Yeah.
Liberty Temple Baptist Church had, my aunt was over the male's chorus, which is always ironic to me that a woman was over it, but they really loved and valued my auntie. Like she
Back
really,
in the day, men like you was looked at a certain way if you was a man and you was like the musician or over the choir. So a lot of times that was the woman's job.
Yeah, typically it's the same thing now, but we're not even gonna go there today.
Oh my God.
No, because I hate it. Like it's kind of like if you're a praise and worship leader or a choir director, and if you move a certain way, they automatically deem you as that, and it's like, well, maybe every man's not gay.
Hey.
But y'all love. Well, I don't want to say y'all because I want to be careful with my words, but y'all do enjoy. A lot of people do enjoy categorizing people. I was just laughing with my homegirl, and she did it unconsciously, but it just made me think like,
Unconsciously or subconsciously?
oh, one of them. I went to DSA.
Nigga, she was unconscious. We got a conversation.
Ah! I'm about to piss on myself.
I'm sorry.
Unconsciously.
Wake
Say
up.
it again. Subconsciously, she said, because her son was shy. I'm like, come on, you look like a choir director. And again, I'm not, thinking anything like gay. I mean, the little nigga was sharp.
Right.
And she was like, he not going to be no choir director. I'm like, why wouldn't you want your child? I mean, if he has that gift, it doesn't automatically put him in that category.
Right.
But I respected where she was coming from because, I mean, typically that's the label that's slapped on that type of title. But I'm like, nah, that don't necessarily mean your son.
I mean, sharp. And I think that's because of people's like judgments. Like it's like we will hinder our child from doing something that they could potentially be the thing that they were on earth to do because of how people are gonna look, right? Because of stereotypes and different things like that. So I think that we gotta like check like your judgments, right, about that whole situation, because like people used to say stuff about me like when I was younger and I was like, in when I first started getting involved in the music at the church, because of just what they knew about other people. So, it was little things like they would make assumptions, and I'm just like, I mean,
but that's so crazy. Like, why not take the chance to either get to know me or just kick it with me about it?
But people don't move like that.
They don't, and that's why those people side teeth are missing.
Usually.
They're probably miserable in a marriage.
Wow.
Or just miserable in life. Just none of it. Because my thing is, and
Coochie dried up.
Oh,
just kidding.
Traylon knows how to run something off a cliff.
Okay,
I got a parachute, so I'm gonna jump with you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stick beside
Leap
my
in the
brother.
net will appear. But go ahead.
But to support what you're saying, it's crazy. Like, why don't you just see it as it's somebody's dream? And why does everything have to be grouped in a category of somebody's sexual orientation? Like, please get over yourself.
Yeah, we just it's weird. Like people can't like be themselves, and I'm not even talking about sexual orientation. I mean that too,
general.
but in general, people can't be themselves because it's of the judgments and of the stereotypes of other people that people just like. I would rather just do something. I would rather suffer
Crazy
I'd
business.
rather suffer than be myself and deal with people saying certain things about me, because now I can't live my life to the fullest. I can't be who I am, who I truly want to be. So that's so uncomfortable. We talked about this on the episode when I was talking about me cussing, and it was like, being someone else for other people is exhausting.
Yeah. Because it's not my true nature.
Absolutely, it's not who I am. So
Yeah.
I have to like keep putting up this facade. I got to keep like putting this mask on and be somebody else, and then coming home and I'm exhausted. Like, and then you don't get any fruit from that. You know what I'm saying? And then the people that you do attract, because if that's who they are, they're gonna notice. They're gonna see through that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not even like you're a poser. And so then they don't really want to be around you. And so then you find something else to be like, but besides yourself. You see what I'm
Or
saying?
then too, bro, even with trying to be something that you're not, you start attracting the wrong people.
Absolutely.
So
and then
now
you
I
wonder
done
why your
pulled
life
you-
is hell.
Come on here. I done pulled you into my life, and me and you ain't even supposed to be connected anyway because that's not my character. That's good.
So now, exactly. So now you in the pit with the pigs,
Yep.
moving like them.
Making relationships with things that you ain't even supposed to make relationships
Exactly.
with.
Like that's not even like your call in life. So if you would just be who you are, you like your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you operate in who you are and be who you are, like you will attract the people that are like you.
Yeah.
And then you will realize like life just moves a little smoother because I got people around me who think like me. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
so it's real important that people are themselves, but it's just like, again, going back to the point of the judgments of other people, why people can't, they feel like, oh, I won't do the music in church, or I won't be a part of that because of what that looks like or what people may say. And it's just like, bro, like, you'll miss out, and that really can translate to anything.
Yeah.
It
for
really
sure.
can translate to anything. Like you'll miss out on what you're supposed to be doing because you're so worried about other people.
Preaching to the choir.
Is it because you sing in church?
No, because I used to be that type of person. Now
Oh.
I don't really give two darns about anybody's opinion concerning my life. Because you
I
ain't
don't
got to
give
live
two
it.
darns in one day. I'm okay.
Not one.
That might be a new saying. I might start saying
Two
that.
darns in one damn.
Huh?
Because it's like you said, it is tiring, and it's like, I guess for me now, I'm like, I don't have to explain nothing to y'all. Like, if you don't like the product, if you don't like who I am, what I stand for, you don't have to be around me. You don't have to invite me to sing. You don't have to invite me to your church. So
Yeah.
I just get it now. Like,
I don't want to be there anyway. Like being who I am. Like I don't want to be in an atmosphere that's weird or foreign or like I'm not doing that.
nope.
I'm not doing
Not forcing my big energy and my big love into your small space.
it. Can't.
Not even an inkling of me.
You
to
won't
be
know how
able
to receive
fit.
it.
Oh no. Then I'd be weird for trying to be nice. Child, beat it. In the spirit of Michael Jackson, don't stop till you get enough and beat it.
Wow. That was powerful.
Just don't die, but beat it. What's wrong with mamas?
I don't know. She probably hungry.
She hungry? She hungry?
I mean, there's two adults out there. I think they'll figure it out.
I can't even scream like I want to.
Lord Jesus, how are you?
It's been an interesting week.
No, I was talking to Lord Jesus when I said, how are you?
Oh,
I'm just playing.
y'all, Draylen gets on my nerves, dog.
It did sound like I was talking to Jesus, though. Like, Lord
That was
Jesus,
good,
how are
though,
you?
But the way, no, I was talking to Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got to be on your toes with it.
my
you know?
bad, God. I'm in your conversation. I'm answering your questions, God. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, people do it all the time. They call prophets. Anyway,
Whoa. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna.
not all. So don't get your panties out a bunch, but a lot of y'all be prophet lying.
I'm gonna rub my eyeballs because they itch. But
And if it's a cash app involved in the beginning, or in the middle, or the end, 9 times out of 10, you looking for some money. I be seeing people on TikTok just, I'm prophesying tonight. And it's always some like general, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that just like, it be rubbing me the wrong way. And I'm going to speak against
I've
it.
never seen that.
You
And
never
I
seen
would
it?
probably holler.
Or people like live on Facebook or Instagram, like prophesying.
Well, I don't never see him prophesying. I just normally see him either preaching or praying. It's a couple people on Facebook that I had to actually mute because I was tired of them being so churchy.
I'm gonna remove you as a friend.
I was like,
I don't need to mute you.
not everything talking about the man of God came to see me. The thief?
The thief.
Like, just call this nigga by his name.
It's weird.
Very weird.
It's weird, and it's just like it. What it did is it opened my eyes to see that there's a remnant of people who are truly blind, who can't see through it.
It's a few Stevie Wonders out here.
They are you're crazy. They are so like engulfed in their own problems that they can't see when somebody is like getting over on them. You see what I'm saying? Like pulling on their emotions, like making them feel like, oh, I need to go ahead and sow. I need to pay attention to your ministry. I need to X, Y, and Z in order to, because of what I'm going through. And it's just like, I feel like you're gonna pay for that. And I'm not saying like, oh, you're gonna burn in hell. Like, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
it's gonna come back to you.
It's coming back to you. Like it what comes around goes around. It's real. It absolutely is real. Like, karma is a real thing, and whatever you believe, if what you reap what you sow. So and then and just we got to be careful with that. Like the scamming, especially when it comes to God's people. That stuff, it bothers me because people literally like put their lives on the line
for y'all to give a general word,
just for you to be just trying to get some money out of them.
I'm not doing that. It's too much. That's too much. Just hearing the consequence of that, I'm not even going to invite that. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you have no type of remorse? You don't have any type of like nothing?
No, because they seen their forefathers do it. The forefathers did it, and they felt like they got away with it. Generational
snakes.
Absolutely. We know some. Whole family toe up.
And it's so unfortunate. Like we gotta choose to do better, because the thing is, you just gonna find yourself always trying to dig yourself out of a hole, or climb out of a hole that you keep digging a deeper hole. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
A lot of sense.
Okay, yeah.
But they'll figure it out. I mean, perfectly they do, but if they don't, I mean.
Yeah, but my main concern then is the people.
Yeah, but the thing is, y'all shouldn't always have itching ears. But I really can't blame you if you have not been taught that. But sometimes
people's situations will put them in
there.
That's
how I was getting ready. How I was getting ready to go back and say that. But for us who are on the other spectrum of it, my prayer is that when people encounter that they that their eyes will be open, that their ear gates will be open to seeing what's right and what's wrong, and to realize when they're being used. Because sometimes, like you said, in that predicament, you don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you don't know, and it's just like people, like the people who know better. Like, I feel like there's a scripture that says, for those of us who like know better, there is no grace for you. Like, you know better, so like you're gonna get some type of consequence for this. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's coming to you because of how you are.
It's got to.
How you handling people. Like, you can't do it. So anyway, let's before I went on a tangent about prophets.
But for the ones that are good, we appreciate.
Yeah. I'm not talking about all, but
for the ones that are good, thank you for yielding yourself. Because for someone who has a prophetic gift, everything is not always cars and houses. I think I've only prophesied anything like that twice, at my live recording, and everything that I said came to pass. And this one time, when we was at BJ's.
Mm-hmm.
And I had told one of my friends, "What on there? And did you want a truck or something?" And he ended up getting the next week. But anything that I've ever prophesied before, or the Lord led me to pray for, has always been a warning. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's just me. It hasn't really been a lot of times where I've prophesied things like that. But a good 90% of the time, Dre, I've either had dreams about stuff going wrong, or the Lord had me tell somebody. Like, I remember vividly telling somebody, the Lord said you would be a millionaire if you stop stealing. if you have more integrity, which is really common sense.
Yeah.
But he had me go and tell them, and they just kind of just stood there. Right.
Because it's truth. It's like, of course, it's common sense. Like, of course, like if you do better, like you'll live better. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I think people just are so into their own selfishness that they need people to then intercede and say certain things. And I feel like God will speak through certain people, but it's like playing on people's weaknesses, their emotions, playing on people's poverty status, like that stuff is because the thing is, like, you could say what you want about a rich person, but they have a better understanding of money and how people get money, and you'll see that stuff. Like we got to be careful what we're always just putting money into because somebody said, if you do this, I feel like nobody should have to coerce you to give anything. Like if they have to twist your arm, and sorry if you hear my baby. Oh well. If they have to twist your arm, like, then something isn't right here. Like, if God is truly on your heart saying, give this to this or this person, okay. But if it's like some weird, like, if you do this, I'm believing, I see in God say $100, 100 people are going to get $100. I believe they be lying. I feel like that's just you. And that's just in my opinion.
Just
some
ask
people,
for the $100.
I mean, I can't prove them wrong, but you can't prove me right. So,
but spiritually, you'll be able to feel it. Like,
yeah,
because it's been times where pastors have asked for us to sow a seed, $100 seed, and prayed that we would get the return. If I was led to do it, I would do it. But I don't really care for the whole stand up in the aisle and the whole thing.
I hate that
I'll be
too.
like, if I'm gonna give the money, I'm gonna give it when you tell everybody else to get up.
Because what it does is it'll play on emotions as well, as far as like people who don't have it to give.
Right.
So if you got
Right.
20 people that stood up in $100 line, and then you got somebody who probably only have $20 to their name,
Right.
and then they're like, so at most I could give is everything I have, which is $20, and they're giving out of their, and then so then they'll give the scripture, or the woman who gave, the little all that she had. It's based on your faith. It's based on your relationship with God and what God is putting on your heart.
Right.
You can't tell people, give this a certain amount. God, I don't buy into none of that. Like if you're gonna give, you're gonna give. Because here's the thing: if you trust God, if God said this is gonna work out,
It's gonna work out.
it's gonna work out. Like you don't have to manipulate anything. You don't have to twist anything. You don't have to try to, I know if I can get 10 people to give $100, then I know I got $1,000. You see what I'm saying? Like I know I can at least get that. So you're trying to do certain things yourself when you're saying that God is saying. Now, is it you or is it God?
Right.
Now you could just say, hey y'all, you know what? Let's continue y'all give $100. That's one thing. But if you're saying God is saying, I don't be buying into that. And I mean, some of y'all might disagree. I mean, but I can call the spirit out. Like I can sense it. I can sense when people are off and their motives are off and they're just being churchy. And it's people who don't have any emotional intelligence and don't have any control of their emotions and their situations is overbearing. Those are the people that they prey on. Like like one of those pastors or prophets they wouldn't be able to do that for somebody who is an intellectual, somebody who thinks, who has control of their emotions. They can't do that to you because it's like your scam level is like very basic. I'm not in that space anymore. And so what you're saying to me is like I can see right through that. So yeah, that's
for sure.
Yeah, I just want us to, when they say wake up, that's a real thing. There's a lot of stuff we symbolically need to wake up to. But yeah, how are you? I know I asked that 10 minutes ago. I just felt it. Sorry.
What you apologize for?
You're right. I'm not sorry for Hey, are you registered to vote? Now listen, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, none of that stuff. I am telling you to make sure that you are registered to vote. So on November 5th, you can go to the polls and vote. This is a very important election, and I just want to make sure that everyone is registered. Go online, make sure that you're registered, and maybe you can't make it on the day of, get an absentee ballot. Go online, get you one, fill it out, send it back in, drop it off at the location, whatever you got to do. But don't let this election pass and you just do nothing. I know people say, oh, your voice doesn't matter and da 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 da, and they pick the candidates. They don't know that. They just be saying stuff. I need you to go register and make sure that you vote. Your voice does matter. Don't let anybody take the power of your voice away. Your voice does matter, okay? Get involved. Figure out what's going on. Pay attention. Look into your state representatives and all of that stuff. Just make sure that you know what's going on, all right? November 5th is the election, and I needed you to make sure that you vote and be registered to vote. And, yeah, that's all I got to say. Bye.
Y'all, he's crazy in real life. I'm good. I had a very challenging week, but
Okay.
I'm good. I think I'm good now.
Mm-hmm. Are you sharing?
I don't know. Am I supposed to? Did you want me to?
Yeah, sure.
I just had a challenging week with like just communication. In general. Somebody just really like misinterpreted something that I said, and it just went too far. And I had to I learned a couple of lessons with it from my perspective of just making sure that, when it comes to my line of communication, especially with dealing in church or leadership, to just kind of be conscious of certain things that you may say in open settings. And again, not that I said anything out of order or wrong, but just be conscious of it because of how it may be perceived from the other person if they feel like they are being embarrassed and called out. And that was number one for me. And then number two, not allowing my emotions from whatever happened in the day to affect my performance or to affect my ministry. And if I don't feel like it like that day, that it's okay to say I can't do it today. Like I truly understand that now. Like for me, it's no longer about a check. It's no longer about I gotta stack. No, if I don't feel like it that day, or I feel like my talent is not being valued in that space, one, it's time for me to go. Which I've already been threatening that it was time to go, but now I just know it is, especially when there's no growth for me there. Like the only thing that I'm getting from it is an amazing good time with friends and a check. It's time for me to move on because there's more work for me to do.
And it's like, this is so good, like what you're saying, like it's really like going to build up into our further conversation this episode, but then into the words challenge that we're getting ready to go into. But no, keep going.
So I really had to, take a back seat, because even in my frustrations and me talking to certain people and telling certain, I'm about to quit, I ain't coming back, I ain't doing this and this. I'm like, okay, well, even if that's the case, sometimes you just need to shut your mouth, reassess, and then move. And if you're going to make that type of move in silence, because it's going to hurt worse when you do it in silence and do it the right way, because y'all not going to understand it. If that makes sense the way I just said it to y'all. So yeah, between that, it's two other things. Between that's number one. Two, I just can't take any more disrespect from anybody in church. When it comes to leadership, I do not care who you are.
Yeah.
The chief of staff, the pastor, the secretary, the mother, the usher.
Respect goes both ways.
I cannot take it anymore. When I get mad to the point where I'm ready to flip a table because you're not allowing me to talk and you're trying to talk like this is like you my mama, or like you what you say is the end all be all, and I'm ready to snatch you out of your seat. It's time for me to go. And I think again, I'm just really understanding like the value of what I add to ministries, and I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I understand the value that I add in any room that I'm in.
You should.
Took me a while to get it. Now I get it.
No, because I was the same way, bro. Like, you absolutely should. You should absolutely know what you bring to a room, because if you don't, that room will suck you dry.
And it's doing it right now.
And the thing is, because now that you know you deserve better than that. Now your actions have to move in the same direction.
Yep.
And so we were talking about this, like preparing for the words challenge. Like it's what you say is important, but that's just the beginning, because what it does is it creates a belief, and then it starts you moving in the direction of that belief.
Yep.
So the thing is, you will attract more because of just who you are and what you've worked on as far as your gift and all that and your spirit. But if you don't move like that, if you stay in a place where it's pulling you down, then it's like those things pass you by because you're allowing this weight. You see what I'm saying? Like you have to move in the direction of what it is that you believe.
Yep, and I don't believe in this no more.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you believe for yourself? Like,
That I deserve better. There's no way in West Hell that person.
yeah.
There's
Jax,
no
I don't know
way
what that was about.
in West Hell that I work the way that I work. I sing the way that I sing, and you talk to me and treat me like you have. But then, for me, behind closed doors, there's a different conversation. I can't put up with it. Like the last situation, the last church, the last pastor, I let that live. I was able to get through that, and the Lord helped me through that. But I'm not gonna take it from you.
It's a cycle, bro.
And I'm going to break it because because the thing is, I never want to get to the place where I start blasting things on Facebook, because that's instantly where my mind goes. Like,
Yeah.
somebody else needs to hear this and help me understand what I'm missing. Like, somebody has to help me understand what this is. But then it was like, even before you do that, this is your fault because you keep coming back. Yes, it's amazing pay. Yes, you get to be with your friends. Y'all get to minister together. But does the leadership and the people that are here that work behind the scenes, do they respect you? And to me, the actions that I have seen over and over again has shown me that. So now I'm like, you have to get up and go, because you can't even focus and possibly finish your album that you've been working on because of the place that you're in now. You can't enjoy that still being here.
Yeah.
This
good.
won't be effective and take off the ground if you still got to worry about, I gotta be at the Saturday, or I gotta be here all day for this, or I can't be late for this because I'm gonna get in trouble, or I gotta make sure I'm sitting down, I gotta make sure I'm looking up.
So
You
what
can't
you're
be on your
doing is
phone.
you're
It's like,
pouring into somebody else's dream, and yours is like, it's kind of taking the back.
absolutely, especially when you know that I put out an album and I've asked to come and do some type of, promotion or come there and sing or something, and you ignore me. But when it's time for a praise break, everybody's looking at me. I'm more than that. I also have a call with minister, like being a preacher. Like, I have other gifts and facets that I need to tap into, and the environment that I'm in is not conducive. So those are the two. I ended up looking at somebody's Facebook Live. I just randomly clicked on it, and I swear this nigga sound just like you when he was talking. He was a prophet. He was a prophet. And he was just speaking in general. He was like, some of y'all just need to get up and go. He said, provision is already made. Y'all just won't get up and move.
Yeah.
He's like, once you move, you'll actually see that what you needed, you could have been had. And I'm like, nigga, Draylen has been saying this for the last 2 freaking years. Get up and go.
Listen, if it does not serve you, like if this doesn't make any sense, why are we still doing this?
Because that's what since I've left the last church, Dana Berry said something to me that has been still sticking to me. Her and Tia Davis told me, you need to declutter yourself from church. She didn't say stop. They didn't say stop being in a relationship with God. They didn't say stop singing, but they said you need to declutter and undo all of the ties and the things that you learned from back then to be able to operate fully where you are going now.
That's good.
And now I get it. Because I'm like, well, why do I keep coming up in here and I know y'all niggas don't value me? For some money that's gone like this after you pay bills and go get a couple of cocktails and go out to dinner? No. You have to position yourself to be in the right environment. And now I believe it's happening. I believe it's happening now because I see it. This last situation this week really showed me they do not care about you. They care about your gift
Yeah.
and what you bring to the table. Other than that, they just treat you like I've just never been treated like this before.
Yeah.
And I think that now that my eyes are opening, I'm just like, you really be taking all of this for a paycheck. Like, you didn't have to deal with none of this at your regular 9 to 5.
Right.
Why in the hell
Because if you
are
did,
you dealing with
you
this?
gone. You
Bro,
quitting
instantly.
immediately.
Or sometimes we'll stay at that job until we find
Something else.
right. But my question to myself was, have you been looking for the something else? Have you been preparing yourself for the something else?
And that's the main thing is like preparing, and then it's like I feel like you're preparing, like you work on your craft. You're always singing and all
Bro,
of that
I'm
stuff.
over prepared. Just
That's
get
what
up.
I'm saying. So the only thing now is
Chevrolet. Shove one foot, lay the other.
I knew it was something dumb. I knew it was something
Chevrolet.
dumb. But no, literally, like it's your location. Like that's literally like that's it.
Yep. And it's important. And to anybody that's out there watching, if it's not just church, if it's anywhere, if it's your job, if it's a relationship, if
Yeah.
it's the neighborhood that you live in, if it's the apartment you live in, maybe the location of the suite that you're in doing hair, nails, lashes, facials, whatever it is, if you need to make the move to be able to help with what you want to do next, make the move. Take
move.
the chance. Take the
Leap.
chance on
I
yourself.
said this earlier. Leap, and the net will appear.
I'm telling you, you may not see it now. I mean, you may get into 3 feet of water, but trust me, you're not going to go past that. But take a chance on yourself. And again, the week turned around. The week truly turned around because I was like, I know I'm not coming back in here. Because I'm like, why? I just, and my friends was laughing at me because they was like, in the meeting, you had started laughing. I was like, yeah, because I was about to start
Going off.
cussing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you asking me a question, I raise my hand to answer it, and then you cut me off. Lady, I am a 32-year-old nigga. Calm down. And then we had an amazing, and that was the thing that kind of threw me was, then behind closed doors, there's an amazing conversation that's had where both parties are able to express themselves, and you're asking things of me, and I'm asking things of you, and a amazing conversation. But why couldn't we start there?
But that was behind a closed doors conversation.
So-
it's a power move.
And I can't deal with that no more.
Yeah.
And you're not going to power me no more. Because the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
time you do it, I'm going to be like Jesus in the temple, and I'm going to be turning the tables of the money changers. Because you can't be disrespectful.
That's a lot, unfortunately, and I know we keep coming back to pastors, but I mean, like, that's what we've experienced. A lot of them have to kind of like rule by that power dynamic. Like, I'm the leader, like I'm the person that I got you, like you I'm the one that's in control. I'm the one that's leading. And so that power, I don't know how else you would kind of like say it, but basically that is what I think a lot of people are really getting fed up with, like, especially people in our positions. Like, you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way.
You're not.
You're
not.
You can be respectful. I'm gonna be respectful.
Heck yeah.
And that's how we gonna move
And
forward.
I'm the easiest nigga to work with. If there is something that is happening, this is in general, and I'm sure any pastor that I have worked for up until this point can say, if you have to reprimand me for something, or we have to have a stern conversation because maybe something I said, wore, posted doesn't agree with what you stand for, let's kick it about it. Let
Right.
me understand exactly what you need from me so that I can see or rationalize is this what I want to do? Or is this what I represent as well? But I was going to say something about, to what you was just saying about the power trip thing.
Yeah, power trip. That's what I was trying to say.
Especially when you keep telling me you don't have to be here. That's where I'd be like, you know what?
You're right.
This is the third time. This is the third situation that I done ran into with you,
And you brought
keep
that up.
saying
Yeah.
you don't have to accept the invitation. You don't have to be here. You are right.
Yeah.
But because I want to be here and I love working for this ministry, you're the one making it hard because of what you're saying.
Exactly.
You do not have to treat me like that.
And the thing is, people gonna eat their words.
Oh, you're going to eat them because my thing is I know what my presence brings to a room. And again, I'm not saying that being cocky. I'm saying that with love. I know the impact that the Holy Spirit has allowed me to make in people's lives. But you can't, it's this again. You want me to be one way on stage and be treated another way behind? It's never going to work.
Yeah.
Now,
it's
I'll
not.
never let it affect my worship again, but I don't have that much strength to be disrespected behind closed doors and then get on the stage and act like Michael Jackson. No, I'm not going to do it.
Ooh-wee.
So if you treat me politely, or again, if you want to have a conversation and we both can talk it through, and you can hear my heart, because nigga, even the initial, how it even got started, it wasn't me being disrespectful. I just had a question. You took it wrong. You took it wrong.
So that again, it's kind of like you taking it wrong. Like, did you really take it wrong, or do you not want to be like called out in front of?
Yeah, you don't want to be called out in front of people and you took it wrong. But the thing is, even for the person that took it wrong, when we had an amazing conversation in private, I let them know, like, hey, bro, you helped me. And it wasn't the pastor. But I was just like, bro, you really helped me in a hard time where I was trying to figure things out, leaving my previous ministry and me not wanting to tarnish anybody else's name, even though I knew my name was being tarnished. You helped me through it and gave me wisdom. What would make you think that I would want to disrespect you or make you feel, less than? I ain't trying to do that, bro. You helping me out to get my job done.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I say I take the responsibility, because maybe I should not have said what I said in the environment of everybody, and maybe had a personal conversation with you on the side. But again, that's the way I think.
Right.
Because I recognize that maybe you felt disrespected and your feelings was hurt. But again, I am a 32-year-old grown man. Y'all have to stop talking to people
Like they're children.
right. And again, they make you feel expendable. Like it really gives. If you quit tomorrow, we'll be fine. We'll find somebody else.
So that's I think where we have to find our worth in this situation.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like, like it being in a relationship and then the person is, kind of like gaslighting you and kind of like, making you feel like, oh, you tripping, and it's just like, oh, you don't have to be here. Or if they telling you that nobody else will accept you.
Right. And that's never going to happen. But
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but
like
you're right.
you have
They
to
will
have
act
that
like
worth.
you're tripping.
Yeah, and so you have to have that worth in that in that situation. Like, you got to be like, you know what? Like, I'm worth more than this, and I can find another opportunity. Trust me, I know that I can. As long as you have that mentality and you speak that over your life, like just like how I got this, another opportunity will come by. That's even greater. Like, the thing is, I ain't got to the opportunity because I'm here stuck with you, arguing with you
Over something that, again, originally we could have just had a wonderful conversation where we both could have had dialogue about it, and you would have understood my heart. Because again, at the end of the conversation that kind of wrapped it all up, I had so much peace because I felt like you heard me and I heard what you were asking for. But initially, you came in hot. I don't know what the attitudes is, but and I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? Like, and you're addressing 7 other people when I was the one that said what I said. So who's the coward? Because y'all really could have just kicked it with me, and I would have apologized again. Like, hey, bro, I didn't even mean to go that route. And
Right.
if you felt disrespected, just know that was never my intentions. But you went too far. Y'all go too far, and then you want me to just suck it up and just take a beating. No.
Yeah.
The Lord has positioned me this week to see my worth and my value in a room, and I am choosing to do what is best for me.
You have
and
to.
I still love y'all. If y'all ever called me, once everything
I'm
is,
gonna stop you right there because I feel like I've heard you say this about previous situations. No, nigga, don't call me. If you couldn't,
honestly, don't.
value me in that situation, time is just
No,
because
but you
it's
gonna
been
call me.
time. Now we think that things are smooth. No, don't call me. Like, you disrespected me, and
Yep.
that's just what it is.
No, you're gonna call me, because the thing is, I'm not gonna blame.
Oh yeah, you may call, but I don't mean
But
I'm
I'm not.
answer.
But I'm not gonna blame everybody for that, because my thing is the conversations that we've had. I'm doing sign language.
Because I'm trying to figure it out. I promise you, I'm
The
sitting here like,
conversations that I've had from the head don't
Gotcha.
match the conversations that I've had with the lower.
Mm.
So I don't want to judge what I don't want to judge you by the situation because you may not even know about it. But y'all down here, I'm not playing with y'all.
Yeah.
Because next, I'm going to go up there and have a conversation, and I'm going to say, hey, you know, can you help me understand this? Because, again, amazing leader. I don't have anything bad to say.
Right.
It's just, I don't understand, like, how people just do that. But you'll call me back one day, but the price will be different because I'll be in a different space and my ministry is going to take off. Where you're going to be calling me.
The price is going to be whatever the next nigga's price is because I'm not coming.
Yeah. Well, it's more than likely I'm only being nice because I'm on a podcast. But again, for me, I have made a vow to myself this week that once I am gone, I'm never coming back. Never coming back because I don't have to be subject to that.
Yeah.
And I get joy just saying that. I don't have to be subject to what you're throwing in my face. Because some people like, when they view church and different stuff, they're like, oh, you know, it's just a job, just going to get your money. I don't view God like that. I don't view
That's what
his
I'm saying.
service,
This is
my
not
service
just
to him.
this is not just a job. Like this is actually has a lot to do with my spirituality and
My
my
heart,
relationship with
my
God.
soul. I put
so it's like
everything into it.
if we're mixing these two together, there still has to be a level of godliness.
Absolutely.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
And I want to provide it. Again, my intentions are never to be disrespectful or rude. And again, every pastor that I have ever worked with can tell you that I have never been that type of nigga. But what I'm not going to do again is come subject to y'all just thinking like, well, you don't have to be here. You can easily just decline the invitation. Like, girl, I never said I didn't want to be here. So why do you keep saying that? Like, y'all stupid. Y'all are. I mean, respectfully, I love everybody, but you just get to a point where you're tired. And this week, when my Crohn's start acting up,
saying my Crohn's.
Well, when Crohn's started, my chronic illness started acting up and flaring up, it was because of the stress level. But again, I had so much more peace when we had a beautiful conversation in private. But that's how my week has gone, and I'm really praying. Well, I'm going to pray too, but I'm just making the moves that's going to be best for me. And at the end of the day, I am very happy with the mindset that I have today. And I hope, again, I'm sorry that was probably a lot. And a lot of you may put two and two together what I'm talking about. But to anyone out there that is watching, please know your worth and do not allow people to spit on you and make you feel like you're less than because they're writing you a check. There's more for you to do. I walked off of a job at FedEx, and the next week, money just started instantly coming in. Yeah. I was determined to pick up my camera and go do something different.
You believe
Absolutely.
You believe that worth. So if you start believing that worth, you move like that worth, and
Absolutely.
so then it starts coming to you. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and that's the same thing
Absolutely.
with anything else. Like how you move is what you attract.
Yep.
It's real, like that law of attraction stuff. Like that stuff is real. It's the way God created it. Like we don't have to stay in a certain place. Like if you begin to just think highly of yourself and start to move like that person that you want to be, then things will change. Yeah, you're gonna have to get rid of some things. It's probably some job or some income or something. Maybe it's a relationship or maybe it's whatever it is. Your situation is your situation. But we gotta just be okay with just like, hey, I trust God, and then just move like that. Like when you move with no hesitation, it's like instant. It's just
that's
like
where I'm at. It's giving just get up and go. When I heard that man say that, everything just resonated in me like, just jump.
And what's crazy is last week I had preached a second Canaan, and my sermon was I can't stay here. It's moving day. From 2 Kings chapter 3, 2 Kings chapter 7 verse 3 through 7. I think don't miss. I didn't have it. I don't have the top of my head, but Bishop Jason Nelson preached the same message the same Sunday. And his message was called "It's Time to Move," and it was literally from the same. And I was just like, "This is clearly like the word of this season. Like people, we gotta just like go ahead and move in faith. Like stop playing around.
It's going. I'm telling you, my next season about to be so lit, and not. It's just gonna be lit, like because of the discipline that I'm developing, because of the mindset that I have with establishing my relationship with the Lord and it being stronger, and the relationships that I have with my friends now, and the love and the support, and the accountability that I'm getting from people now. I'm just like, life is already lit. Just make this one move and everything else is gonna be like. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna be able to finish that album. The visual's gonna be crazy. Everything's gonna make sense once I just get out of this space. This is a dream. That is a dream killing place.
Yeah.
No lie. For you to have such an amazing talent there that has the ability to do what he can do, and you just minimize him to this one thing and then treat him like caca, you're absolutely insane.
Systems do that because systems are the ones that are in control. You can look at the music industry like that, the film industry, all of these industries, like these systems, like you are just like they'll use you up until they can't, and then they'll get somebody else to replace you because there's always a new talent. There's always a new singer. There's always somebody hungry for an opportunity.
But trust me, they ain't going in there. Cause that's the whole. I'll stop here because I don't know who watches this podcast, but who cares? That's the ongoing thing. Like, you can't get anybody new. Ain't nobody else gonna deal with that.
Mighty God.
And that ain't even coming from my mouth. This is just people that just know.
Well, I mean, you did just say it, so it did technically
right.
come from you.
Well, I'm saying them saying they couldn't deal with it ain't from a testament of anything that I told them. They just know. Man, let me tell you something. Before I did that Big Sean, the last rehearsal for Big Sean, I sung 7 services.
Jesus.
And then went and did a 12-hour rehearsal. I wanted to post on my Facebook, we just built different. Like, y'all are not like me. You're not. Like, sung Speak to My Heart down 7 times, used a lot of vocal wisdom, and then went into a rehearsal. And then the next day was at the DIA from 2 o'clock to about 9 o'clock at night. We built different. But the difference between the 2 rooms that I was in is one valued me more than the other.
Yeah.
Now take that.
So now that you done got that glimpse of that new room, it's
Yeah.
kind of like I can't go back.
Yeah.
It's like
That's exactly how I
it's
feel.
like being in like first class. Like, nigga, I can't go back to sitting in what was it, coach? What they call it? Whatever.
Coach.
Like, I can't go back there.
Tampa spoiled me. Tampa spoiled me, and that's probably
They flew you first class.
They didn't fly me first class, but flying down there, running a rehearsal with the first lady on Wednesday to prepare for convocation because we had to sing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had to sing 4 days straight. To come in there, rehearse with them, knock everything out. I had a clear itinerary. It's time you need to be at the church. This is what you're wearing. This is what we need to do for the team. It was one night they had me do a little something extra because they had some things to take care of because Bishop was getting elevated. But there was clear communication, and I was able to do the job exactly how they wanted it, and God was able to move. So it's the same as when I say they spoiled me. It's like, well, how can I come home now? And it's like I'm being treated like caca, but out of state, they treat you like
Mark 6, verse 4, Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own town, among his relatives, and in his own home. It's like when you're around the people, like the people that look at you in such a familiar way, it's like that's why they treat you like that. Like, you gotta get up and move, and whether it be out of state, out of that particular church, around these people, whatever. You have to go where you're valued.
Yep.
And stop making people make you feel like you're not being loyal, you're not being faithful because you want something more for yourself. Like, why the hell not? Why wouldn't you want more and better for yourself? Like, why do I have to suffer and be treated like crap? You see what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm going where I'm honored. So, I mean, like, I think God gonna keep allowing you those opportunities to see.
So I always remember.
but at the same time, so that way when you get into those situations like the one you were referring to, you like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. This episode is not technically, this is not really what we had planned to talk about.
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry, I just took it over.
it is what it is. Those conversations are more organic. They kind of just flow.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to Men's Day. Sometimes men just need to get it out, and I almost didn't want to talk about it today, Dre, because for all of our viewers, I never wanted to ever come across like we're always bashing the church or speaking down on the church. But you know, with us working predominantly in ministry, we see a lot of stuff.
if anybody should be able to critique it, it should be the people that are in it.
Yeah, that's facts.
Like somebody who's not a part of something shouldn't really have too much to say because they don't really know. But when you know, you know. And when you know, you should call it out. That's the problem, I think, especially with the church. Like, there's a lot of stuff we've seen, a lot of stuff that we do know, but we don't call out. We just let it slide. We know, but we ain't gonna say nothing. And it's kind of like a lot of times people don't say nothing because they worried what other people gonna say about them. I don't care. I'm
At
like,
this point, I
right is
don't.
right and wrong is wrong. Like
Yep.
I try my best to move with integrity. Like my whole life, every part of my life, I try
Yep.
my best.
I'm right
And
with you,
it's
bro.
just like I'm not cool when people don't move with integrity and then say you're a representative of God.
Right. Or now you wanted to lead people. Well, how am I one? Like, I thought I was y'all keep hollering out I'm an independent contractor, but then you turn around and say you're somebody that's in leadership. No, I'm not. Based on what you keep saying out of your mouth, I am a paid employee that's here to sing. So you need to pick which one it is.
It's always what's convenient for the conversation.
Absolutely, and in that moment. But again, like you said, certain things they're not going to work for me anymore
Yeah.
because I love everybody else. I'm not putting up with that. I'm not. Like I have literally let y'all get away with it more than once. I was the fool.
Yeah.
But now, oh hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Fool me
The
once,
next-
shame on you. Fool me
Yup,
twice.
Shame on me.
Shame on
But
me.
I can't take leadership anywhere. I don't care if this church, corporate America. I cannot take anybody talking to me disrespectfully.
'Cause it's gonna keep happening.
The next person that does it, you just may get hit in your mouth because you know what you're saying. You know what you're doing. You know how you're presenting your conversation. You're not going to keep talking to me any type of way. I don't care if my mama and daddy don't talk to me like that.
You sure as
You're
hell not gonna
high
talk to me.
as hell to think that I'm going to sit here and let you disrespect me and talk to me like you just, like, who are you outside of church? Nothing.
And that be the thing. That be the thing. They let them titles go to their head. Like outside of you could not talk to
Man,
nobody outside
you
of
ain't
this church
nothing,
like
bro. You ain't nothing. Because the thing is, somebody
You
gonna
real quiet.
they're gonna drag you on the street. They will drag y'all on the street. Because y'all don't even know how to throw them hands. Y'all just big mouths.
that. And got microphones.
But again, I'm not even putting it on.
You know what? That's true.
them.
It's-
It's some of the people that we put in leadership and in positions. I don't have
Well,
a problem with I don't have a
leadership
problem with
in
nobody.
general, whether you're leading a ministry or you're leading an entire church, is played out, and we gotta stop with the foolishness. And we gotta do right by people. We gotta tell people the truth. We gotta stop trying to manipulate people and coerce people. And I truly believe that is when we'll start to see the result. I think that because it's all about what y'all can do for the church and not really what the church can do for people. I think if the church invested in its people,
It'll be a whole different
if we
ball
talk
game.
to people differently, if we fed them information that they could apply to their lives and live a better lives, then the church would benefit from it. I mentioned this on the live that I did the other day. Like the church would truly benefit from that if they invested in the people first. Like when you're in leadership, when you are the head, you have to lead by example. That's in every situation. Like in my home, I have to lead by example. But we expect the people who are subordinate to then just do. But no, you got to lead by example. And I think it's just you can't expect much when you're not investing in people, whether it be conversation, whether it be time, whether it be whatever. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this episode on up because,
I done took up the whole episode.
I mean, yeah, we are literally
I'm
going into an
sorry.
hour into this thing.
Chrissy, we miss you, girl.
Yeah, Christian had a lot going on this weekend, so
And we appreciate you.
she took off today, but she'll be back on the next episode.
Heck yeah, because I miss my girl. I miss you right here, friend.
So, before we go though, by the time you're watching this, the consistency challenge is over. And,
Congratulations, everybody.
congratulations if you made it through the consistency challenge. We're so glad that you were a part of it. This was just something, like I mentioned before, that I needed for myself. And I extended it to the podcast, to everybody watching, people on social media, and we've had a decent amount, at least 20 people that were part of the challenge. So that's really, really great. This next challenge is the words challenge, is the 21-day word challenge, where we're being intentional with our words. It starts October 7th. So
Perfect.
I think by the time this episode comes out is right before then. Yes. So if you're watching this the day this episode comes out, the challenge starts tomorrow. And we're doing 21 days where we're being intentional about our words, our conversation. And so I'll be going live in the community on Facebook and in Instagram, talking more about the challenge on Mondays at 8 p.m. So Mondays at 8 p.m. I'll be going live for those 3 weeks, or the 21 days, and just talking more about the challenge. And then I'll, of course, do my morning lives, continue to do that.
Gotcha.
But I need you to make sure that you join the community on Instagram and Facebook.
Please.
Because that's how you're going to be able to be a part of this challenge, because I'm going live there. We're going to make sure that we have a vision for ourselves. We're going to make sure that the words that we speak within that 3 weeks is going to support that vision, because what we're trying to do is not change your life in 21 days, but what the goal is to start some new habits, to strengthen a muscle, right?
Because
To
it takes 21 days to
create a new habit,
Create a
right?
new habit. Gotcha.
Or break an old one, right?
Yeah.
So 21 days, I feel like is if you're intentional about that, then day 22 you'll still be kind of in the mindset of that. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll start to notice different things in your life when you speak differently, when the conversations that you have are different. Like, instead of finding the negative, you start being grateful.
Find the positive,
You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll start to notice like the sun is shining a little bit more in your life, even if it's raining outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that is really the goal for the 21-day words challenge. I'm excited about it. I'm going to be pulling from the book, The 4 Agreements. I know we've talked about that on a couple of different episodes. So we're actually going to talk more about it on those lives, and pull some stuff out that I feel like will really help us. So if you want to get a head start, start reading The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, something like that. I just said a bunch.
That was how you pronounced it. Was good.
I watch it be like,
I think that's right.
different. 4 Agreements. It is by
Don.
Don Miguel Ruiz. I was right. Okay. So make sure y'all start reading that book, because we're going to kind of talk about that as well, part of this challenge. Again, thank y'all for watching, subscribing. Like, the new subscribers, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. The new followers, we appreciate y'all checking us out, in whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. We really appreciate y'all. Like, this means a lot. We are grateful for you. We are grateful for everyone who is tuning in. It's been another episode of the Dream Lab podcast. I'm Dre Perry. This is Kev Stewart. And y'all, we'll see you next week. You ready for this 21-day words challenge? Let's go.
Booyah.